guys. Rick Shaw here on the 17th of January 2021, and we are, watch out puppy, we're having a magnificent day. Look at that beautiful sky over there. Just very nice. We had a little bit of breeze this morning, some wind coming off the mountain, and just absolutely fantastic. It wasn't real cold last night. Woke up about 1:30 and took a hike. Morning. Took myself a nice hike, and it was nice, just with the light shirt on and walking, so it was pretty good. Come on, baby. There's my little buddy coming. She's coming with me. She's my little sweet puppy girl. She's getting big, guys. I don't know if you remember the pictures from before, but that little girl's getting big. She's rambunctious, that little one. But yeah, I don't know what the scoop is around here. We haven't really gone out for a bit, but they extended everything again, and of course these LGUs, they're gonna grab that ball and make it even worse than what anything the Palace could ever do. But one thing that I've been hearing from this Santa Claus Schwab and these Bilderberger people, they came out and said what they wanted to do. A bunch of countries signed on to this, reducing population. They all said this, and they want to go to the new world order and all this stuff. Daddy Bush and all these people, and they did say they want to make it a cashless society. Well, I'll tell you what, Kenneth said something on a comment, and he hit her right on the nose. Philippines will be the first cashless society. The way they're locking everything down here, not letting people work and do all this kind of stuff. Hospitals can't make money. Everybody's afraid to go there because they're going to get tested and locked up. So they're just not going. People don't want to go out to the restaurants that much anymore because all the hassle you got to do to get in. They're not going to the malls. So this will be the first cashless society in the world, I think, because ain't nobody going to have any cash. This is their, what is the end goal with, I don't get it, over a stinking flu. It's a mild flu that's been lasting for 2 years. I said this in the last video. They think they're gods because 2 weeks is the same as 2 years to them. But I'm still just not getting how did they work their magic. So what you got to do is you just got to think and say, okay, well, we know what it is now. It's a plan. It can't be anything else. No government could make a flu last for 2 years unless they wanted it to last for 2 years. And it's longer. I don't think this is going to end, guys. I really don't. And maybe a lot of people are waking up to this. I'm seeing people taking the streets all over the world. I haven't seen doing anything to these stupid leaders myself. I just don't see that. But okay, maybe this will end. But I'll guarantee you, with what's going on, like Wes sent me some stuff on the email with all these things going on in the morning. Going on in the volcanoes and earthquakes and all this stuff, and we know they've had HAARP for a long time, so they'll go ahead and play that up, but I also worry about this stuff. I guess I shouldn't worry about it, but I think about it is the 5G rollouts. When all this was going on, they were putting them towers up everywhere. And I saw a thing. I put it on Telegram a good while ago, so it's probably gone. They only save so many for me. I wish they would let you just save it all the way back so you could look. But you look inside these phones, and the phone guys are saying there's no 5G in there. That's not a phone thing or to get data. It's a weapon, guys. It always has been. And then them putting them little emitters all over the place, and they got to hide them. They're hiding them in streetlights. They're hiding them, and they're putting them all over the place. Well, that right there, for me, it just says, oh, the guy's got a red stamp on his phone. His social credit score is down. Push the button. Like on that the Senate hearings in The Godfather. I'm a button, Senator. The guy boss says push the button, I go push the button. So, and there's always going to be these button men, because they don't care. You're not a person. They've covered you up so that can't see you, who you are, what you are, and they're gonna make you a non-human. This is what they did before, 80, 90 years ago. They made them non-humans, just like they did to the babies. And all this stuff we got coming, guys. You look in the States, it's been an average since 73 of 1.5 million babies murdered a year, guys. How long did you think the good Lord was going to stand for that? You know, and everybody just looks the other way. It's an abortion because it's a fetus and all this stuff. If you think that, then sorry. You know, there's something wrong. You know, your cuckoo clock's bird don't come out and say cuckoo. If something's wrong, because that's murder. You know, they've programmed in you into thinking that that's not a human. Oh, give me a break. Give me a stinking break. I've known that's been a human since I was a very young man, the first time I heard about it. That's why I was never really a runaround, because I didn't want some woman murdering a baby. You know what I mean? And I just never got into that kind of stuff. I knew guys who did and went and paid for abortions and all that because of money. They take a life over money. That's what that was all about. They're worried about getting hit with this alimony and all this. Personally, I say, you know, it's the woman's, you know, they say right to choose. Well, give me the right to choose. Let's say my woman pisses me off, let me go ahead and end her. How's that? If you want a right to choose murder, then how come they don't reciprocate? How come it's only the woman that gets that? So we got a little birdie pretending he's hurt up there because the dog showed up like a killdeer. But yeah, we got not too many birds around this area like I'm used to seeing. I used to love to see when I was in the States how the robins would come out in the snow. And you'd see them flying around and all the blue jays and stuff like that. But you don't see too many. You do see some pretty cool looking birds though. Every now and again you'll see this just most beautiful colored birdie flying around. I saw a white one that had every color of the rainbow around the front of his wings with a big white chest on him. I don't know what kind of bird that was, but a little small bird, about double the size of a sparrow. But beautiful, just a beautiful bird. But I'm just getting my walk in. They're getting the bikes out and ready. We're gonna do some bike riding this morning. Mama wants to ride. I'm glad she's getting out and riding it. She likes her nice new bike, and I'm telling you guys, for the money, the battle bikes are a good deal. And we went through bikes. I'm not going to go out and buy a Giant for $50,000. You can forget that. I'm just not going to do it. That's a ridiculous amount of money for a bike. And some people pay it though. I mean, people with this carbon fiber schmiber and all this crap, you know, with the bikes and trying to get the lightest bike in the world and all that. Yeah, that's fine and dandy for some speed racing dude, you know, that's gonna do in the Tour de France and all that kind of crap. But for an everyday rider, just go buy a metal bike. I like the Dutch bikes, guys. Look that up on YouTube. There's a dude that does things about bikes and the Dutch bikes. Get a nice, comfortable one. And I made all my bikes, all of them. I raised the handlebars up. They used to have a seat that was like a rectangle, no little prostate buster coming up the middle. And you kind of, I set my bike so I could lean against that when I was coasting. And then when I was pedaling, I was always like almost standing up. And I used to cruise a lot of miles. For a while there, I was 16 miles from work, and I rode that every day. Now, the cool thing was it was a lot of downhill. I could really catch the downhills and crank to get up the other sides, but I had to keep moving. And sometimes if there was a stake truck or a pickup truck going by, I could grab onto the rail and just let them pull me along for a while, you know, in the street. Nobody ever seemed to mind. I remember when we were kids, we used to bumper ski all the time, and very rarely would anyone get pissed off and try to chase you off or holler at you or anything. It was just small amounts of people. But we are having a fantastic morning. My little buddy, she likes to go over there by that one dog that I think it's up here a little bit. She always goes and makes it bark and stuff. Don't go on my feet, buddy. But that's one thing, though, about this cashless society. You know, it's just going to be, it's just what they're going to do. They're going to break everybody here as best they can. They're going to break your backs and slap you down here. That's their goal. I don't know what's going to happen to a lot of us foreigners here that just say no. I'm surprised. I'm surprised how many don't want anything to do with it. Somebody got on there on the live stream I had, and they were surprised too. They were like, "Wow, I didn't know there were so many that just didn't get it." And some people are just like, "Oh, well, let's go down and do it." And me, when I was starting this out, my big thing was I didn't want to do it just because of choice, because I never got one in the past and I never wanted one. So why are they going to try and make me do it? You know, that was my whole deal. But then as we started looking at it and find out, you know, some of what's in there, they're not going to give you the sheet. You people go in and get this thing and they pull the data sheet out on it and it's blank. You know, what are they hiding, guys? What are they? And then you're seeing people, I don't know how real this is, but they do the magnets on there and they say there's graphene, not graphene oxide, graphene hydroxide or something like that. They had some dude that worked in that field, and then next thing you know, he croaks because he spilled the beans on it. So they want to hide this stuff. They want this in you for some reason. I'm betting if they pop on a 5G network, you know, I saw a video where they had all the people around in town, and everybody was just fine. Then all of a sudden, boom! In a split second, everybody dropped. You know, and is that what they want? Is that what these elitists want? Get enough of them in there to do them in? You know, they've stated it in the past, guys. They've stated this has been their goal for years and years and years. They've been working on this 30, 40 years. You know, you look at these Bushes were in on it, and a lot of stuff. You know, a lot of stuff goes on that they're just faking it. You know. But they're not as good as Hollywood. Hollywood can make, you know, dinosaurs come alive and attack you and all this stuff. They've been doing it for years, but you look at some of the government CGI stuff is not so good. Look at the NASA stuff. It's horrible. You know, they're not getting the best people. Now they take a ton of money for this stuff. And they're not, you know, you could see it. You know, we had the one guy where he was flipping up and down, you could see the cables. They had some outtakes where the cable broke and the guy fell down. You know, and then they got these women with this crazy hair like that, supposedly up in space. Well, oh, come on, give me a break. That's just crazy. That's crazy stuff. But I never bought into that either. I never bought into that whole NASA stuff that's just a big money gouge to take the money. I believe what happened was Kennedy was doing a Reagan thing, like with Star Wars, to get the Russians to spend money on this. But I think all of those guys know that they can't go up. How come every single rocket I've ever seen doesn't just keep going straight up? Why is that? Why do they all make this big turn? That's ridiculous. Oh, that's to get all the atmosphere better. Yeah, and then I had somebody say with the satellites, oh, well, they're in geosynchronous orbit. God, they got an answer for everything. Geosynchronous orbit. They can't even get watches to keep time perfectly. You know, and they're going to put a satellite in the air that spins the exact same speed, even though it's way far up above the Earth. It's going to spin at the exact same speed, even though we're bounding through this spiraling space thing around them. Watch the Eric Dubé stuff. You know, some people, I turn them on to this guy and they won't even look at it. But humor me. Look at it. Take a look and tell me if you haven't seen a lot of the stuff this fella talks about. And me, I was all the way back. I think I started waking up on that back in 87. I actually had a school teacher before that that was actually kicked out of the school because she wouldn't teach the theory of evolution, other than that it was just a theory. The school wanted it taught as fact, and there was some trouble going on in the days that I was going to that school. And then also she wouldn't teach anything about around Earth. You know, and that's where we used to get up in the morning and we would say a prayer at school and we would say the Pledge of Allegiance. First thing in the morning. Well, they took all that stuff out, guys. They have to take God out of the equation. They 100% have to do that. Because if you got him in there, a lot of their crap falls apart. Satan wants to set himself up as God, guys. That's the whole plan here. You know, and then you look at all the crap they're doing with this CERN. You know, look at all the money that went into that. Where'd that money come from? How much money did NASA kick out? You look at how much NASA takes in. What do they do with all that money? You know, and it's all off the backs of you guys. These governments with their stinking fiat currencies that are just robbing you. They're robbing you ridiculously blind. So, and these fiat currencies, you know, they always fail. And who takes the hit? Not the government people. They're not taking the hit because they got a lot of this fiat currency and they bought into silver, you know, and things like that. They bought into stuff that made them lots of money. So you get screwed, though, when your money's worthless. It just starts going downhill and your money isn't worth a dime, and they don't care because they'll make another one. You know, this has happened, history just repeating itself. You can't have, like the Fed, everybody, oh, the Federal Reserve, yeah, good thing our government's running the Federal Reserve, yeah. A lot of these people I knew used to think that because they gave it a catchy name. But it's not the Federal Reserve. It's a private bank. It's a private bank run by these banksters, and their job is to make as much money as they can and take yours, guys. They want to take your money. They don't want you having any money. They want it all. That's the problem with these people. They never have enough. You know what I mean? They do not have enough money. They got to have it all. And they got to subjugate you, and you better do what you're told and be happy with the crumbs you get. We're nothing but lap dogs or dogs sitting at the edge of the table that can have the crumbs that fall off the table, guys. You know, that's all we are to these people. They hate us. They absolutely 100% hate us. And they want rid of us. It's clear. You guys got to start looking at this stuff. You look at all these things they had going, and this, what do you call it? I can't think of that. I can't think of that big place in New York. They're messing with Russia right now. The Blue Helmets. I don't know why my brain quits sometimes, and I can't think of stuff. But we should be out of that. United Nations. Sorry, it took me a minute. We should be 100% out of that. What the hell do we want those people around for, telling us what to do? I never voted those people in. I want nothing to do with them. And look at all this crap they got with Antarctica. Okay, there's some questions on about Antarctica. Lots of stuff. Okay? Why is it all hidden? Why did every treaty that was ever made is easily broken all the time? Not that one. Oh no. You know, is that their favorite vacation spot? Admiral Byrd came back and spilled the beans on a lot of that stuff that was going on down there. But how come nobody can go down there? You know, what is that? Why do they got military bases watching this place? So you can't go there. You know, something's up. Why can't we know? They don't want to see. The government doesn't want us to know crap. They still don't even want us to know about the Kennedy stuff, and most people involved in that already are long gone. They're dead. Daddy Bush was the last real old timer that had something to do with that. There might be a few people alive, but most people were real young, like me, when he was done in. And that Warren report and all that crap they put on there, big pile of baloney. I was a student of ballistics, and you look at how he was hit. There ain't no way in a million years that came from behind, guys. Ain't no way. Try shooting a cantaloupe sometime with a gun and watch how the spatter goes. Okay? It doesn't work that way. But yet they just put it out there. Hey, well, somebody's going to know this ain't right. Yeah, but we'll call them fringe lunatics and shut them right up. And we'll just keep pounding this and they'll fall for it. And they have, just like this thing that's happening now that started a couple years ago. They just keep pounding a false narrative, and people just buy it. You know, it's like 9/11. There's so many people that hate my guts because of how I feel about that. They do. You're nuts. I remember on the day it was happening, I wasn't buying it. I remember when there was a plane way over here. You could see the little tiny Twin Towers sticking up in this little tiny plane, and the dude's 3.5 miles away. this CNN guy, and he zoomed into the building, and that plane that was way over here went boop and hit the building. And then the nose cone came out the other side of a structural steel building, the fiberglass nose cone with the little radar thing in it. Man, I'll tell you what, those guys down at Boeing really built the best nose cones. I'm telling you, if you want a nose cone, quiet now. If you want a nose cone for your plane, you better call those guys up, because that thing is just super. And also, their planes, you know, they're all a bunch of hams, because to stay in the shot, they had to accelerate to what? A gazillion miles per hour to do that, to cover all those miles, to hit that building. Come on. Now they got a bunch of people coming out that took videos of the second one coming in with no plane at all. And also, Building 7. A lot of people don't know about Building 7. That's where they kept all the records for that trillion that disappeared. What happened to that? Hey! So what happened? What happened with that? You know, little tiny, little stinking fires here and there. And then the dude even came out, Silverman, said, pull it. Hey! Come here! Get off the road. She likes to chase the motorcycles of meathead. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff that just raises questions. It raises questions that it seems to me should be answered. And I just don't get it. And then the other thing was the Pentagon, probably the most filmed building in the world. Oh, they don't got no pictures of that. And then they show these things going in, and there's no plane debris. When the one crashed supposedly in Pennsylvania, plane crashed all the time. And where's the debris? Oh no, it just cut right through the ground like butter and buried itself down 100 feet underground. Yeah, every single little piece, nothing fell off. Guys, are you really going to allow yourself to be told that? I mean, you guys are letting this happen. You're letting this stuff be pulled over your eyes. You want to stay distant from all this stuff and just say, yep, I can't believe my government would be so evil. That's what you're doing. So you just accept it. You accept their baloney. And guys, it's just the biggest pile of baloney. And every time I do talk about this, oh yeah, there's people get on there, you're nut, you're stinking nut, I'm through with you. Okay, great, that's your business.